Hello, my name is Brett Duggan, and I am the father of a beautiful 4.5-month-old baby boy named Arthur. And he is a lot better than your kid. You'd agree if you met him. He is so beautiful. He takes after my wife. So happy about that. So with all the jokes that comedians make about babies on planes, I was a little trepidatious bringing my baby on a plane. Just rolling up to the gate, and seeing the looks on the other people's faces. They're trying to contain it, but you can see the sadness and the disappointment. They're just thinking like, no, not me. Please, not next to me, which is great because we actually save money on tickets. You get those cheap tickets where you don't get to pick your seat. My wife and I sit in different spots, and as soon as someone sits down next to her, she just holds up the baby and says, "Would you mind if my husband switched with you?" They just leap up. It's kind of insane if you think about a baby on a plane, right? If, for example, you were driving 30 miles an hour down the road and you had a baby, just holding a baby in your lap, and you got pulled over, that kid's in foster care. Call Health and Human Services and they are taking it away from you. But you're going screaming through the sky at 600 miles an hour, a mile off the ground. My wife is breastfeeding the baby. And for that, they give you a free ticket. It's a great deal. Until the kid poops. First of all, there's just not enough hands to have a baby. Somehow evolution has kind of gypped us off. So you got a baby and the bag and the diapers and I'm too big for a plane anyway. I don't know if this is true, but it seems like planes have gotten smaller and smaller. So here I've got my beautiful boy. I've got a bag over my head. I'm heading towards the back of the plane. They've got this tiny, tiny little closet of a bathroom and this rickety table that comes down over the toilet. I put down a pad because I don't know what other filthy babies have been on this thing. And I put the baby down and I'm of course, turbulence hits, and the baby is sliding around on the table, and I'm changing the diaper, and I'm kind of freaking out. My heart is starting to race, and I'm feeling nuts, and I'm putting the diaper on, wiping, and doing all this stuff, and I look up, I see my boy, and he's just like, he is at Disneyland for the first time, has no idea his imminent death is, I don't mean to be morbid, but the birth was incredible. Birth was incredible. My wife was a trooper. I mean, just a superstar. Partway through the birth, I'm holding her hand, and I can kind of see the exit, right? And his head comes almost all the way out, and then goes all the way back in. And the nurses scream and push, and my wife looks at me and says, "Did you see him?" And I look at her and say, "Yeah." And I swear to God, what I saw was such a horror show that my stomach dropped and my knees started to give out. And I just thought to myself, be a good partner. Just right now, just be a good partner. And I mustered all of the strength that I had, and I looked her straight in the face and I lied. I said, "The baby looks great." It turns out he had pooped right before he was born, and he looked like his whole head was covered in chocolate ice cream. And I just was thinking, God, he's totally deformed. But they brought him out and they cleaned him off and they sucked it out of all of his orifices, and he cried loud and he was beautiful. And 2 days in the hospital with the baby and getting used to having a baby. And on the way out, the folks at the hospital, "Your baby's perfectly healthy. Good luck. Oh, by the way, they just die sometimes for no reason. So have fun with that."